This is episode number 213 of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Hello and welcome. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here in the studio with my fabulous colleagues, Sara Fade and Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How you ladies doing this week?
Good.
Just have a little bit of something I want to follow up on. A couple of episodes ago, Sara was talking about the Oscars. Mm-hmm. And Sara, you specifically said, why do we have these like behind the scenes categories, like editing and so on and so forth. And it was a fun little thing that we did. And I found out actually last night that Disney ABC wholeheartedly agrees with you, Sara, because they allegedly threatened to cancel the Oscars unless some awards were cut from the ceremony, from the broadcast.
Well, don't they have a secondary ceremony, like for the
but
others?
that's like really like that's like technical. That's like all the technical awards, and yes, that is separate.
Yeah.
But now, wait until you hear what Disney is saying they should cut. So this is from Yahoo News, Brendan Morrow, staff writer. Some controversial changes to the 2022 Oscars reportedly came about after ABC threatened to pull the plug on the telecast entirely.
Wow.
Like they literally said, either do this or we're not showing it. So this is what they want to do. So the plan, as announced last week, is for 8 of the 23 awards, 8 of the awards, and these are the ones. I think some of these are actually, documentary short subject. Film editing. Which is what you said. Makeup and hairstyling.
But there's 2 different ones, though.
Yeah.
There's like makeup and hairstyle.
And costuming.
And then costume,
yes.
which is...
Original score.
No, you gotta leave that in.
Production design. Okay, I can see that.
Out.
Animated short film, live action short film, and sound are to be given out before the telecast, and the acceptance speeches will then be edited and placed into the broadcast.
Wow.
So probably like a 20-second snippet.
Like a montage.
Like earlier this evening, we gave away the award for
they
sound.
do that, I believe, with the other...
They tend to,
they
put
do.
that in there.
Yeah.
So then Steven Spielberg, also from Yahoo News, Steven Spielberg disagrees with the decision to pre-record 8 Oscar categories and is not optimistic about a reversal. So it's like they're expecting perhaps like people to be upset about this. I don't think people would be upset about gaining an extra hour of their life.
Is that how much time?
It always goes over. It's like 8 to 11, I think.
So think about it. Let's say on average, it's like 3 minutes for 8 per 8 awards, right? Yeah. And then commercials and then like acceptance speeches. So it's 3 minutes to announce the award. You figure they keep it 2 minutes. So let's say 5 minutes. 5 times 8 is 40 minutes plus. It's an hour.
Sure.
After all is said and done. After a screening Sunday of West Side Story on the Fox lot, Spielberg, a 3-time Oscar winner, was not only nominated for Best Picture and Director again this year, but also serves as the Academy's Board of Governors, told that he felt he needed to make a statement. Quote, I disagree with the decision made by the executive committee. I feel very strongly that this is perhaps the most collaborative medium in the world. All of us make movies together. We become a family where one craft is just as indispensable as
the next. They're not giving them awards. They're just not.
Yeah.
Walk up to the
awards.
stage.
I have to say, the only people who are upset about this are the people who are nominated.
Yeah, that's who I would think would be upset.
Well, I could care less.
I think I would. Well, I think I would be, right? If I worked on a movie and
I don't know. Editing is big. I think editing is huge.
Is big.
I think editing could.
And also
stay in.
original score, I think, is a huge deal.
Could say.
I'm just picking this out of the air. Can you imagine like Michael Giacchino or John Williams, right? Who are they're big like. Can you imagine they like?
That's
get
only
nominated?
after the fact. I mean, that's not like they weren't like legendary at. But the thing is though, is that like you said, they're not getting awards. They're still getting awards.
They're getting awards. We're just not going to see them get the awards.
Except
you're just not going to watch them walk up to the stage.
Yeah, a family in Idaho is not going to see these people
Let me
get
tell
their
you.
short film live action award like that they never saw, that they will never see because it's never ever shown in small rural places. Like,
except if it's that documentary on potatoes, and those people in Idaho are upset like you would not believe, Sarah.
But I don't. I think that's good. I don't because I like movies. Yeah. And I'm in charge of, so I get it. But at the same time, I really hate award shows. I think it's very pompous. It's very self-congratulatory. And I laugh. Like, okay, Steven Spielberg, we don't care what you think. Like, like I felt the need to tell them my opinion. Like, okay, good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and I'm sorry, West Side Story, why is that nominated? It's a remake and not a good one.
Yeah.
Just because he's Steven Spielberg, like, please.
Yeah.
Do you think remakes should be eligible for awards? Do you think
unless they totally reimagine it?
Reimagine.
Right.
Yeah.
But if it's the same songs that were done very well the first time,
exactly. Yes.
And it won awards the first time.
Yeah.
Like you know.
like, gee,
what's the
will
point?
it be popular again? Like,
But doesn't that happen with the Tony Awards too? I mean, revivals do win Tony Awards, don't they?
yes.
Maybe we should change that rule.
It's. I'm sorry. I don't. Like I said. I love and hate
No.
these award shows.
Yeah. Your passion is the same passion as the executives over at Disney ABC because they not only they didn't say Disney didn't say, okay, we're gonna forcefully cut this down.
Yeah.
They literally said we won't do it at all.
Yeah.
And
They probably have something in every one of those categories too, Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a feeling
because people don't watch.
People
They
don't
know
watch,
it's so
and
long.
it costs
Yeah.
a lot of money to produce. That's
yeah.
why.
And people are like,
Yeah.
Watch
They much rather watch something
and like
else.
the good one, like not the good ones, but the big awards are always at the end. So you're forcing people to stay because they want to see.
and then
who
you
wins
have to
best
cut
movie.
people off too.
Yeah.
That like,
you
know.
Go on.
That's the worst too. When you get like some like first time winner director who like worked their way up and they win the award and like after a minute they're like playing the music, they're playing them off the stage.
Interesting.
Yeah, so interesting little bit of development there. So with that, why don't we jump into our segments? Nicole, why don't you go first? You have a popular feature that you're going to feature
Horoscope
here on
time.
Horoscope time.
We're in like the middle of the month, so.
Well, that's when you're supposed to talk about it, right?
Yeah,
After it starts.
All right, so we'll do Pisces because it's Pisces season right now. So for all of my Pisces, open yourself to new experiences, Pisces. The planets are creating pathways for big changes in your life, but you can't embrace them without getting out of your comfort zone. A career shift may be ahead for you, but it looks different than you expect. New love can be found this month if you're open to receiving it. Look to family support if you feel overwhelmed by all of the change. Check out Savvy Sheldon Feels Good as Hell by Taj McCoy. This is on my TBR list. After her no-good ex leaves her for what he calls an upgrade, Savvy decides it's time to give herself an upgrade. She's determined to give dating a break while she renovates her body, her work-life balance, and her outdated kitchen. But during her journey, her loved ones and the contractor working on her kitchen show her that she's perfect and worthy of love just as she is.
I would think for a Pisces, just being out of water would be a uncomfortable situation.
Good one, Sal. All right, so for that, you get yours. Aries. Are you eager to hit the road, Aries?
Yes, I am.
All right. Travel is in the forecast for you this spring.
Cool.
And apparently for Taurus and Virgos as well.
Nice.
Because we will be with you.
Yes.
But you just traveled, so.
Yeah. There you go. Both for business and pleasure.
Nice.
But before you see the sights, you've got some lingering problems to settle at home.
Oh, settle at home.
Oh,
man.
Some relationships may need tending this month.
Uh-oh.
Clear the air before leaving town, or else your plans may be foiled. At work, your fresh ideas may bring big success.
Oh.
Do you have fresh ideas, Sam?
I always have fresh ideas, so I keep them under my desk.
Okay. You should read On a Night of 1,000 Stars by Andrea Clark. College student Paloma returns to her home in Argentina for her diplomat father's annual summer soiree. After hearing a strange comment from a party guest and college friend of her father's, she decides to learn more about her father's past. Paloma's curiosity shows her a dark side of Argentina's past, reveals her family's hidden secrets, and puts her in grave danger. I
feel like with these suggestions, there's always a dark side. It's not just like a nice, straightforward story.
Well, no one wants to read about that.
Everyone likes a dark side. All right, and let's see. Cancers. Like I haven't really talked about cancers too much. March is all about relationships for Cancer. Quality time with family and loved ones is hard, including some deep in your feelings chats. But relationships are also crucial for your work. Rubbing elbows with colleagues and business acquaintances may make all the difference in reaching your goals. A little socializing may also lead you to an entrancing new love interest this month. Ooh. I recommend, not me, but the author of the article, Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. In 1938, Mylin and her 4-year-old son, Renshu, were forced to flee their home in China to escape an invasion by the Japanese army. The only thing they were able to bring to comfort them was a beautifully illustrated scroll of ancient fables. Over 70 years and 3 generations, Mylin's descendants grapple with what it means to protect your family while also teaching them their own history.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
What about the two of you?
We'll do Virgos.
Yeah.
Virgo. Say it with me, Virgo. Self-care.
I do that all the time.
Say it, Sarah. Self-care.
Self-care.
There you go. You've been working yourself to the bone lately, and any free time has been spent caring for others. Unless you change course now, you're headed for burnout.
Uh-oh.
Get some rest and make time for things that bring you joy. March may also require you to take a close look at toxic relationships.
Uh-oh.
Anyone who can't love you at your worst should be shown the door.
Uh-oh.
Read something to make you laugh, like Jessie Q. Sutanto's 4 Aunties and a Wedding. Medi Chan has worked countless weddings with her family's wedding planning company. Now that she's getting married, she's letting her family relax and hiring another respectable Indonesian Chinese family business to plan her special day.
Oh, that's specific.
But then an overheard phone call reveals that Medi has accidentally hired the mafia, and they're using her wedding to conduct shady business.
How does she get those two confused?
Oh,
I hate
so
when you
funny.
accidentally hire the mafia.
Oh, I want to read that. That would be a book that I would read. All right, Tauruses.
Yes.
All right. You've got to work for what you want, Taurus. You've had your eye on something for a while, but March demands that you take concrete steps toward it rather than sitting and waiting. It's also a busy month for you professionally, so you may feel spread thin.
Self-care.
Self-care.
Take care of your physical and mental health and make time for activities that energize you.
Nice.
Determination now will pay off very soon. Check out Disorientation by Elaine Shu. Taiwanese-American PhD student Ingrid wants nothing more than to wrap up her dissertation and move on with her life. But while researching the famous Chinese poet at the heart of her work, she hires the mafia. No, I'm just kidding. She discovers a strange note that sends her on a wild journey to find out what it means.
Oh, it must be nice to be a student and rich.
Yeah. Exactly.
It must be nice.
Not to have to
Neither of those things.
buy
Ever.
used textbooks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah, what are you going to talk about this week?
I'm going to talk about the Iditarod.
Cool.
So it actually started March 5th, but it's a 10-day race.
Yeah.
And so this is off of the official Iditarod website. And I've like been obsessed with the Iditarod because it's,
Dogs.
Okay. The race is really a reconstruction of the freight route to Nome, and it's to commemorate the part that sled dogs played in the settlement of Alaska. The mushers travel from checkpoint to checkpoint, much as the early freight mushers did, although some modern dog drivers move at a pace that would have been incomprehensible to their old-time counterparts, making the trip to Nome in under 10 days.
How long did it originally usually take, you guys say?
No, it's a long time. See, here we go.
Probably
Ready?
like weeks and weeks, I would think.
I would think so. But, however, although the race's fame causes many people to think the Iditarod Trail when they think of traveling to Nome, Alaska, the trail is actually impossible during the spring, summer, and fall. So it's only like when it snows.
Yeah.
So, moreover, its routing is far from a direct course, taking about 1,000 miles to go the 650 or so airline miles from Anchorage to Nome.
Wow.
This was 2 halves. The checkpoints for the first half of the current race are Anchorage to Campbell. There's a lot of checkpoints, and we'll go through all of them. But in even years, it swings from north, and then the other year, the odd years, it goes south. And then the home stretch is the same every year. That starts at the Kaltag checkpoint, and that's Una Lockley Shock. You guys know how bad I am at names, so this will be in the show notes. So it does take up to like 10 days. Every musher's arrival is heralded by the city's fire siren, and every musher is greeted by a crowd lining the chute. It's called the chute when you go in. So no matter the time of day or night, or if he or she is first or last to cross the line, they will be greeted by crowds. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And unlike common belief, which I think Huskies are the sled dogs, it's actually a mix of different breeds.
I was going to say what
they're called the Alaskan sled dogs, but it's like mainly Husky breed, mixed with some other things. Mm-hmm. This is I have a little map here. So you guys can't see it, but but Sal and Nicole can see it. So the northern route, which is the even years we discussed, it shows all the checkpoints, and that's how long it is.
We're going to put it in the show notes.
Yeah. So it starts at Anchorage. Anchorage is sort of like the welcoming checkpoint, right? Mm-hmm. And you can actually bid on being in the sled for the first 11 miles to the official start.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to, isn't that cool? So that's 11 miles, and then officially starts at the Yetna station.
Okay.
Yeah. So the whole miles, the total distance of the Iditarod is 975 miles.
Oh my goodness.
I know. So
for 10 days.
10 days. Well, less if you win.
Yeah. If you win,
yeah. I think the website is like iditarod.com or whatever, and it has like profiles of all the teams, and they even profile the dogs. It's so cute. They all have like their doggy headshots, and it's so cute. So there's 6 dogs on a team, right? So the bobsled, what I would call a bobsled, they call the rig or the sled, right? And then the dogs in front, there's the 6 dogs, so it's 2 dogs each. So the dogs closest to the sled are called the wheel dogs. Okay. Then the middle dogs are called the swing dogs. And then the lead, like the big dogs, are called the lead dogs. And those are like, the ones that I guess set the pace and everything. And then we do have a lot of books here. We have a ton in children's.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
A ton in children's, which I always say, like, if you're an adult and you just want to start off with information.
It's okay to go over there.
Yeah, it is.
Pick out a book. Yeah.
So it's just quick, easy, digestible information. But for adults, we have a few DVDs. The call number is 798.8. And so we have a DVD called Iditarod, A Far Distant Place. So in a journey of challenge and courage, 3 mushers run the long-distance Iditarod sled dog race across the Alaskan wilderness. For over 1,000 miles, Mike Williams, an Eskimo, and the sobriety musher, and Linda Plattner, a 48-year-old grandmother, and Mike Nusko, a man determined to place in the money, brave Arctic temperatures, exhaustion, and difficult terrain to find purpose and self-knowledge in the last great race on Earth. And then we have Fast Into the Night, A Woman, Her Dogs, and Their Journey North on the Iditarod Trail, which is a book. It chronicles the author's attempt to complete the Alaska legendary race, the Iditarod, led by her team of Huskies, with whom she forms a fascinating and an inextricable bond and gains unique insights into canine behavior. Then we have The Toughest Race on Earth. It's a DVD, and it documents 96 teams attempting to traverse more than 1,000 miles in Alaska with nothing but 16 dogs as an engine. Between Anchorage and Nome, a man and man's best friend must work together, care for each other, and play a disciplined game of strategy if they hope to be first to cross the finish line. Finally, we have Winter Dance, The Fine Madness of Running the Iditarod, and that's by Gary Paulson. The author's account of his most ambitious quest to know a world beyond his knowing, to train for and run the Iditarod.
Nice.
Yeah, so a lot of things, it's like, about resiliency and it's a very unique competition.
And the dogs aren't hurt, right? They
Some
treat
dogs do die.
Do they die?
Some dogs do die. Well, if they fall and they hurt themselves.
Oh, no, but I guess I'm saying they're treated well, right?
Yeah, I believe at every pit stop there's a team of veterinarians to treat the dogs, and I guess if I know I saw a few documentaries where like teams had to bow out because their dogs, like their paws were cracked, or obviously a good musher would take care of their dogs before winning. Yeah, I know there is some controversy, and some people say that it's not good for the animals and that they sort of boycott it. But
look, what I'm about to say is completely anecdotal.
Okay.
However, when I was younger, we one afternoon I was passing my front door, and there was a beautiful, gigantic husky looking into my house.
Yeah.
No leash, no collar, no nothing, right? It was a lost dog. So we took the dog in, and we asked around the neighborhood. No one knew whose dog this was. And when I say this dog was huge,
Was this the spirit of Balto?
this was, let me tell you. So we put an ad in the newspaper, lost dog, such and such. And we had the dog for maybe a month.
Wow.
Yeah. Before like things got crazy, and I won't get into that. But long story short, we found the owner.
Okay.
Long story short.
Okay.
Not before someone else adopted it, and then we drove it to New Jersey, and then the owner finally showed up, and then we had to drive the dog back.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I will say, and again, totally anecdotal. First of all, this dog was so strong when we would tie it up to stay in like the living room to the couch, we would find the couch in the front of the house. Right?
Yeah.
But this dog loved to pull things
Yeah.
around. And we used to put my little brother on a sled
Yeah.
and tie a harness onto the dog in the backyard. And this was like during springtime, like it wasn't even in the winter. And that dog would love to pull my brother around the backyard. Love it and be so happy. And you can tell when a dog's happy. Just be so happy and playing and stuff like that. So again, anecdotal. So maybe it's the breed.
Oh yeah, that's what they're bred for. So
But this dog would look at us like look at us, just kind of like,
he wants to eat you. What?
No. Okay. So we
you?
found out that the dog was actually a crossbreed of husky and wolf.
Oh, that's a big dog. Yeah.
And the dog was had an intensity about it.
Yeah.
He would look at you, big beautiful eyes, and just
lick his chops.
And But anecdotally, I think the husky likes to pull things around. So.
Yeah, I think they're just worried about pushing the animal. It's not necessarily the animal's task. Is that they feel like, are the animals getting treated properly and stuff like that. And of course, like any sport where an animal dies for the purpose of our pleasure is not good. Like, greyhound racing, which is ending. Yeah. But especially, I can't stand horse racing. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. And I mean, I personally, but at the same time, I feel like if you're responsible, it wouldn't happen. So,
yeah.
However, if you go on that note, if you go onto the website, they do have like live feeds and stuff like that and updates. And it might be fun to just like, see who's winning and pick a team and
doggies.
And then take out some DVDs and you can really get into the spirit of it.
Exactly.
Yep. Do you think your dogs could do the Iditarod?
Are you kidding me?
I think Daisy could do it on sheer will.
Daisy would turn around and bite me. Yeah. Like, no.
I think Jerry could do it. I think Jerry would be the leader. He'd be in the sled with you.
Oh, I was gonna say he'd be like barking them on. Yeah. No, if you get it. Maybe if I did like the carrot on a stick for Liam, like a little like
it'd take like 100 days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The way he.
Yeah. The dog would just like constantly go over to the side to smell. What is that? Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Walking again.
That'd be my dog.
Yeah.
Or like both dogs go in the opposite direction. Oh, it's a lot of training. I wouldn't even know how to.
I know.
Yeah.
I can barely get my dog to sit and stay.
Plus, I have to imagine the weather isn't like, great. I mean, they do it this time of year because it's I guess it works for this time of year. But
I'm imagining they're going to have to change dates and stuff like that with global warming and stuff, because I think they said some of the passes are kind of washed out, and then some of them are like really bad with the snow and that a lot of moose. There's moose issues. So I read an article where one lady was on the trail and aggressive moose came out and tried to trample her dogs.
Oh my goodness!
And wouldn't kept the dogs hostage.
Yeah.
And then they had to get a hunter come in and shoot the moose.
Oh my goodness!
To get them away from the dogs. So it was just killing her dogs.
Yeah.
But they said that's a big threat is because of the weather, that more and more moose are coming onto the trails. So it's kind of a shame that. But
interesting.
Oh my God, moose are those things are huge.
Yes, and they're aggressive too.
Oh my God, we saw them when we were in California. It was an elk, I think. Even so, my goodness, it was crazy. It was like a national park. They weren't behind anything. The people worked there just like, don't go near them. Look at them. What are you doing? Just get away. Like I didn't, but you know what I mean. They're like, "Why are you dumb?"
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be like, yes.
They're crazy. Like when they're in the street and they're just taking up the whole road.
Yeah, as big as a truck.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you, Sara.
Sure.
And thank you all for listening. That does it for this episode. If you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, you know where to find them. It's at our website, mcplpodcast.com. Click the like button if you're on YouTube and hit subscribe. We would like to get to 1,000 subscriptions, 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer for our library YouTube page. So,
and if I ever missed your horoscope, let me know. I forget which ones I do.
Yeah, comment below. Let us know, and we'll next time we do horoscopes, which will probably be mid-April. Mid to late April.
It depends, like how, because it'll always come out on the 1st, right?
Yeah.
So if we record, we have to. So,
figure that out. All right. So again, thank you for listening. For Sara Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.